Once you reach over 40, we recommend you do calcium tests because calcium and magnesium are critically important. Magnesium, when you do the test, you just do for calcium and magnesium because they're very, very important mineral that you need. Just do a BMP, yeah. What are the symptoms of low calcium? Confusion or memory loss, muscle spasm, numbness and tingling in the hands and feet and face. And you see what comes up next? If you're calcium deficient, what happens? Depression. Hallucination, muscle cramps again, weak and brittle nails, easy fracturing of the bones. Okay, let me put me back to that's the depression himself. Huh?
Yeah, this is the same depression.
I would just go right to depression. I don't remember praying. All right, let's pray. Our Father, we thank you, Lord, once more time that you may give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we don't have. Help us, Lord, because we need your help, especially in this time that we live in. With this information we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Depression. What's your name, sir? Dan. Dan was giving me some. He says, some people have depression and they said, just get it over. Just it's not that easy. If you have calcium deficient, you can have depression. About 21 million adults in the US, that is 8.4%, have experienced a major depression episode. Depression is destroying lives. What is depression? What is depression? Yeah, I know. Well, what is it? How can you say? Can you tell me what it is? Don't want to go on. Yeah, that's a nice one. So no, no, no. Okay. What else? What about no energy?
Low energy.
Low energy. Lack of interest. All right. Depression is classified as a mood disorder. It may be described as feeling of sadness, loss, anger that interfere with a person's everyday activity. It is also fairly common data from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, Trust Source, estimated that 18.5% of American adults have symptoms of depression and in any 2 weeks period in 2019. Okay, all right, go on this side. You have to turn the camera. That's better? Okay, good, good. Though depression and grief share some features, depression is very different from grief felt after losing a loved one or sadness felt after a traumatic life event. Depression is usually involved self-loathing or a loss of self-esteem, while grief typically does not. So that's just giving a comparison between them. Conditions that can get worse due to depression include, you see diabetes in there? It includes arthritis, asthma, cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. If you have this condition, it makes depression worse. Actually, the thought is having long-term disease or long-term illness can give you depression. That's why when this lady came to me and said she had hypertension for 25 years. I mean, just sit down. I'm taking tablets for 25 years. And remember, every medication does not have a free ride. You have to pay for it. No medication you take that gives you a free ride. Depression symptoms. General signs, but not everyone with depression will experience the same symptoms. Symptoms can vary in severity, how often they happen, and how long they last. Symptoms can include feeling sad, anxious, or empty. Um, Feeling sad, anxious, and empty. One of the main thought or school of thought on depression is that it mostly happened to people who are non-religious. Are you with me? Or somebody who knew God and just put him to the side. Depression is mostly in non-religious individuals. That's really important. I want you to take a thought on that. Why is that so? Less hope. Have no hope at all. As we were driving home today, my thought was contemplating. God has given us so much information so that it could be for our salvation and for the salvation of the world. So much information God has given us. All right, let's go on. Feeling hopeless, worthless, crying a lot, feeling bothered, annoyed, or angry, loss of interest in hobby and interest in that you once enjoyed, decreased energy or fatigue, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions, moving or talking more slowly, difficulty sleeping, every morning awakening or oversleeping. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I see. All right. All right. You finished? Let me give you a thought, a school of thought. Okay. When you go to the doctor, he'll says, "Oh, you're 80 years old, so that's normal." What book is he looking out of? I'm not sure. Medical book? I don't think a medical book tell them that. A pocketbook, maybe a pocketbook. So your age. All right. Let me ask you this: your muscle. Does your muscle know how old you are? No, doesn't. Your muscle doesn't, age doesn't matter with your muscle. You can be 80, 100, you just have to exercise. You can get rid of that. You can get rid of that. Just exercise. Exercise is especially depression. Exercise is critical. I remember, was it yesterday or the day before, I was telling about forest bathing or just going in the woods. Just going in the woods, it helps the mind. And, huh? Just go in the woods where there's no snake. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Or remember, there's certain trees that are in the forest. The box tree, the pine, they give off life-giving properties for healing. Life-giving properties. Box, BOX. Yeah. Yes. Pine. Pine is one of the best ones because when you go in the woods and you see that glue or that gum coming out of the tree, just stand near it. Just sit there and just inhale that. It's life-giving properties in it.
And then some people sneeze and sneeze and sneeze.
Huh? Box. Box. No, that's the tree that's called box, pine, or cedar. It doesn't matter. All pine, yes. Doesn't matter. All pine. No, you don't look at it. You're going to be walking by and the gums or glue is coming out the tree. That's what you stay near. Those are life-giving properties in them. You smell it. Have you ever gone to the woods and smelled pine? What does it do for you? How do you feel when you smell it?
Good.
Refresh. You go in the woods a lot, right? Yes, yes. It is, and those are especially for the mind. If somebody's have depression, where would you want them to be every day? In the woods, where it's outside, where it's green. What else do you get outside? Oxygen. Air. What kind of air? Positive or negative ion? Negative ions. Is negative ions good for you? It's excellent. Fresh air, sunlight. So there's two school of thought. Male may experience symptoms related to these. You have one for male, one for female, and sadly you have one for children. Children should never have depression. They should be happy bouncing off the wall. They shouldn't have no cares at all. But unfortunately, they should be causing depression, not having. That's all right. All right, let's go on. These are some of the symptoms man may experience. Mood, such as anger, aggressiveness, irritability, anxious, or restlessness. Emotional well-being, such as feeling empty, sad, or hopeless. Behavior such as a loss of interest, no longer finding pleasure in favorite activity, feeling tired easily, thoughts of suicide, drinking excessively, using drugs, or engaging in high-risk activity. We don't do high-risk activity, right? Where we use up our adrenaline, right? This guy, this friend of mine, we used to work together. He said he's an adrenaline junkie. You know what the people are? They do some stuff. Oh, we're walking through the woods and we see this guy with a big black thing on his back. I said, "Sir, what is that you have on your back?" He said it's a crash pad.
We're rock climbers, so know everything about that fun stuff.
Crash pad?
Yep. Bouldering.
Crash pad. It's big like the tape. How big is it?
So basically, a crash pad is something that's probably about 4 foot by 5 foot, or if not bigger, depending on how high you're going to go on your bouldering. But basically, what it is that it permits the individual, with safety of friends and those who know what they're doing, and the proper equipment such as chalk and rock climbing shoes, that you can climb a boulder without a harness, without a helmet or anything else like that, and no rope essentially. But because of bouldering has limiters and parameters that you can only climb so high before you're taking your life in your own hands, or you are that experienced of a climber that you're able to exceed those restrictions and climb whatever it is that you want to climb.
You're the one with the adventure truck out there.
No. That's her
Oh.
husband.
That's what I was
It's got all the stickers on it.
Yeah. I don't think I would do that, but I mean, if you're experienced and you climb with a crash pad, that's fine.
It's fun though.
It's fun. Okay.
Dangerous is fun.
It's dangerous, but
Fun and a lot of good exercise. And
one thing I can be caution you about.
I've tried it with the rope. It was rock climbing. No, it was indoors.
If you use too much of your adrenaline, by the way, nurse know where the adrenaline is. If you utilize too much of it, what happens after a while?
You're gonna crash.
Well, you need more, but what are you gonna do? You just taking so much risk that you just pump it. What's gonna happen to that organ? Because it sits right on top of the what? Sit right on top of the kidney. So what happened? You're gonna have to start taking something to calm it down, because that eventually damages the kidney. It's almost like a drug guy. When I talk to him, he's so excited, and just from one thing to the other. He said the last time he jumped off 50 feet, and he clenched his feet together and hit here. He said that was the last. As a matter of fact, he became a Christian. He said, I'm a junkie. Any experience, he'll go for it. And they take those activities, those risky activity, engage in high risk activity. sexual interest, such as reduced sexual desire or lack of sexual performance, cognitive ability, such as inability to concentrate, difficulty completing tasks, or delay response during conversation. I'm going too fast?
No, you're good.
Okay. You're having a conversation with someone and you ask them a question and they were staring at you. They take a minute and then they answer your question. That could be depression. These are just some of the symptoms with men. Sleep patterns such as insomnia, restless sleeping, excessive sleepiness, or not sleeping through the night. Physical well-being such as fatigue, pain, headache, or digestive problem. I want to stop on digestive problem because it's very, 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 very important that you understand how digestive issue affects the mind. If you can't sleep, it could be your stomach needs tune-up. Because if your stomach is off, you will not sleep. No matter what you do. So if you're experiencing lack of sleep, check your digestion. Are you eating healthy so that you can tune up your digestive system? And I'm recommending that you tune up your digestive system at least 3 times for the year. How much time a year do you tune up your car? You buy a brand new car, just come off the lot. And 3 months you have to take it back to the dealer to do what? Why?
You've been driving for 3 months.
So don't you need tune up too? So Dad was talking about he can't do certain stuff. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want at whatever age. One of the things I'm saying is you start taking care of the body and the body takes care of you. Eat right. What is eating right? What is eating right? No, salt. You need salt. You need salt. Sea salt. And what is the best salt to use? Pink Himalayan. No, the gray Celtic is for mucus. Pink Himalayan. Why is pink Himalayan salt the best salt? What? It has minerals with it. Is there anybody here using table salt? One? No, you're not. Okay, so I'm recommended, if you have an enemy, you have an enemy? No, right? Well, throw it away then. If you don't have no enemy, throw that away and get pink Himalayan salt.
We do have that.
So what do you use the salt for?
For the ground.
Just for fun?
Slugs.
For slug? Okay, if you use it for killing slugs, that's fine. But don't put it in your body.
What did the slugs do to you?
Yeah. Yeah. But you're not supposed to put, those are double poison that's in the table salt. That's why it's so cheap, by the way.
They're selling poison.
They're selling poison. They're selling sodium and what's the other poison? And chlorine mixed together. We don't use do not use table salt. Do not use table salt. And you have a choice because you're going to get sick. I have a presentation on salt, what it does to you, the table salt. So if you have swollen limbs, that's from the table salt. All kind of stuff will happen to you. So I want to stress on digestive problem. If the stomach is off, the head is off. If the head is off, it affects the stomach. They are closely related together. You with me? Here's what I'm saying. For cognitive function, you want to make sure that your stomach is tuned up so that it can simulate. You can buy the best food you want. If your stomach is not simulating it, you're wasting money. I remember going over to one of my tax clients, and these people don't believe in God. And he's telling his wife, you better listen to what he says, because you can spend, she showed me all these supplements that she's taking. I said, the problem you have is not the supplement, is that your body is not assimilating what you're eating. So you're spending and spending and spending, and the body's not absorbing it. Everybody ever heard of L-glutamine? What is it for? Who uses it? You're an athlete, right? You use it as an athlete, or you just use it for the benefits? Oh, you don't use it, but you know about it. Okay, okay. So athletes use L-glutamine to burn fat or turn fat into muscle. But the other side of it, which is the most important, it helps to, you have L-glutamine in your stomach, in your small intestine. And all you're doing is just increasing it so that the food can be easily absorbed. What else is L-glutamine in? Alan, you gave it to me yesterday. We didn't talk about it? How about pumpkin seed? Watermelon. Glutamine is in pumpkin seed and watermelon. All right, let's go on. So,
That's a good thing.
huh?
So that's a good thing.
What? Pumpkin seed is very, very, very good.
But the other word,
L-glutamine, yes, that's you need
that's a
it.
good thing.
Yes, you do. You do need it. But as I said, when you turn 40 or around 40, some people are doing like 25, their stomach is so off. But I'm saying average at 40, start looking to make sure your stomach is tuned up properly so you can assimilate your food so that you do not have calcium issue. Because if you have pain, you're not going to want to walk.
It's true.
If you have bone pain, you're not going to want to walk. So to alleviate that problem, make sure you're taking proper plant-based calcium. And make sure that if you have mental issue, so the stomach has brain tissue just like the brain. So the brain talks to the stomach and the stomach talks to the brain. They're closely related together. Females. Female is similar to man, but a little different. Huh? Oh, by the way, female thinks different from male.
No.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to do a test? I'm going to open that door and tell you to look out there. You tell me what you see and ask him to look out there when they see. Two different things. Because you think female thinks in a circle. You're asking her a question. Before you finish the question, she's giving you the what? The answer. Because she thinks in a circle.
No, that's Neil.
Oh, that's different. Well, I picked the wrong couple there. He's giving you the answer. So, okay, so female thinks in a circle. This is important. Men think like this, like a typewriter. Yes.
Like reading this.
Yes, like reading from left to right. And that's very important that you understand that for the head. So your wife will ask you a question, you're not even finished with it yet, and she asks you a second one. Wait, and she asks you the third question. And one more thing you need to know. Men can only do 10,000 words per day. Most men. We have some exception. How many words can a man do in a day? That's an average. Guess how much a female does? 25. You're close. So what do you do with the 15,000? At 10,000 is done. Doesn't he go to 25 too? 25 is fine?
Shut up.
No. That listen really well. So listen. At 10,000, you're maxed out. This is just average, okay? This is mental stuff that you need to know. Man is maxed out at 10,000. Woman is 25. So what do you do with the 15?
Does he
I'll keep a journal.
keep a journal and then you give it to your husband?
Yes, that's what he have to do.
That's what Mott does?
Yes.
He says, you have a lot of thoughts. You know,
You just write it down. Give it to him tomorrow. Because once he reaches maximum, you're going to start annoying him. He doesn't want to hear nothing more. No, nothing more. I'm done. I'm done. Done. Next tomorrow.
Shut up and listen to my 25.
No, 15. Yeah, 15 left. So he just sit down and listen. He doesn't have to respond. But know that when he reaches 10, you don't bother him anymore. You wait till the next day.
And he'll have to, I mean, he won't respond. And I go, are you listening to me?
What he said. Yeah, he reaches max.
He chews me out.
Yeah, you have to know that for the mental, man is 10,000 words for the day, woman is 25. Sometimes it's reverse. This is not normal because some man will go 30,000 and they're fine with it.
So we just should get a friend. Have a good friend.
Yeah.
Talk to the other 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. Okay.
Or a cat.
Or you just, as what she said, you just journal it till the next day. Okay, female may experience symptoms related to their depression, mood, such as irritability, emotional well-being, such as feeling sad or empty, anxious or hopeless, behavior such as a loss of interest in activity, withdrawing from social engagement, or thoughts of suicide. Thoughts of suicide do not affect Christians, but Christians do have depression. And that's because they do not trust God. If you don't trust God, you're going to reach that stage of depression.
One more time, say that again.
Christians do not think generally, let me put it again. Christians generally do not have thoughts of suicide. Because in their head it says, if I kill myself, I'm not going to heaven. But they do have depression. And that's,
Okay.
Christian, you were there earlier on. There's two types of Christian, the wise and the foolish.
I would say that we're just in all different walks of life and different phases of relationship with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't say that they don't have trust in God. It's just that Satan's attacking them that much harder.
Yes. Yes.
Because I've seen so many friends that kill themselves
Whoa.
that have that school of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that clear.
Yeah.
It's just simply the fact that Satan has infiltrated their heart, their mind, to
Mhm.
the degree that he has unfortunately shrouded them away from the light of God.
Amen.
And they had trust in him, they had faith in him.
Mhm.
Their problem was, it's like, I'm not praying for enough, I'm not going to church enough, I'm not doing this enough. And it's a lethal works by salvation to the point that it was insufficient to sustain, and thus Satan used that as a tool to kill them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. So here's a school of thought that I want to give you. The brain is the only medium that heaven can communicate with human being. There's no other medium heaven used except the brain. So you have a responsibility to keep the brain what? Clear. If you eat junk, it's going to do what? Clog your mind. If you eat sugar, it's going to do what? Clog your mind. Therefore, God is speaking and you're not hearing. You're not even understanding what he's saying. Because if the stomach is clogged, the brain is going to be clogged. Cognitive abilities such as thinking or talking more slowly, sleep pattern. Let's jump those. Let's go to children. Children may experience symptoms related to their moods such as irritability, anger, rapid shifts in mood or crying, emotional well-being such as feeling incomplete, I cannot do anything right, or despair, crying, or intense sadness. Children do have depression. It is sad, but it do have depression. And we were talking to a church sister of ours. She grew up with this boy. Well, he's a young man now, and he said he pushed God to the back. And she was having a conversation with him. He's thinking of killing himself. And then he says, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I pushed God out of my life, and that's why I'm feeling like this. He's taking medication.
Medication.
It's not going to help. Medication does what? is a what? Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask you this question, the school of thought. What does medication do for you mentally?
Make it worse.
Make it worse. What else? Yeah, I know, but in what sense? It make it worse for you because it encourages you to continue your bad action instead of what? Fixing it. Remember I was telling you about Johnny with the sugar candy? He won't stop eating them. So medication is only what? I want to do all the bad things, so I take the medication. Medication is a bandage for you to continue doing your wrong things. That's what medication is.
Adults do that too.
Yes, adults do that. Of course.
Like diabetes.
Yeah.
Medicine.
Mhm.
They'll say, well, I'll take my insulin and
Eat what I want.
I can eat what I want.
Eat what I want. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To me, that's just crazy.
Well, you shouldn't be taking the insulin. You shouldn't be in a position where the food is telling you what to eat. I like this so much, I don't matter what it is, this is what I'm going to eat. I don't matter the consequence. Depression causes. Okay. There are several possible causes of depression. They may range from biological to circumstantial. Common causes include brain chemistry. What is brain chemistry? What is brain chemistry? Huh? The brain wave? Yeah. Huh?
Catecholamine, dopamine, things like that.
Yes, the brain, yes, those chemicals that's in the brain is off. And then the other one is hormone levels. And they kind of control each other. Hormone actually control the brain. Hormone controls everything in your body. So it actually starts from the hormone, and then it have brain chemistry imbalance. You ever go to your bed and you just can't sleep? You're just thinking, 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 almost all night long. In the morning when you get up, you feel like a truck run you over. Turn it off, turn it off. Yes, you need to. So how do you turn off the thinking? Why do you think at night?
He's tried to teach me how to do that.
Yes, please let him teach you.
55 years.
Yeah, he's trying.
58 years.
And you haven't learned yet.
And I haven't learned to do that.
Yeah. So one of the things you have to do is you need to stop thinking at night. So one of the things to stop thinking at night is what?
What you're going to do the next day.
Yeah, but first of all, you have to live to see the next day to worry about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because if you don't live to see the next day, what you think is to have no help.
That's right.
So the question is, what your husband is saying, you need to live for the day so that you can go to sleep.
I live for today, yesterday, and
Okay, all right, I'll take that. All right, so I want to look at how do you balance the chemistry that's in your brain.
eat the right food.
Eat the right food. Thank you very much.
That's the answer to everything.
So basically it is. So if the chemistry is off, all right, what caused your hormone to go off?
Eating the wrong food.
Yes, but I want more specific.
Nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine,
Okay,
rest, or trust in God.
very good. But what causes your hormone to be off? What one of the factors?
Change in age.
Yes, that's one of them.
Does it have to be?
He said changes in age, yes, but if you're doing the right stuff, that shouldn't matter. Well, that's what he was referring to.
Surgery.
A surgery could be one, a dramatic issue, yeah. But
Traumatic
event. But one of the things is eating food that has hormone in it.
Eating food that way.
has hormone in it.
You know,
Like meat and cheese and dairy product, they'll put hormones in the animal to grow bigger, faster, and quicker. Then that goes into the cheese, the milk, and everything, and that passes down to you. Then that affects your hormone.
food magnification.
Hmm?
Food magnification.
Food, oh, yes, food magnification. So if they put hormone, so let me ask you. Generally, if your hormone is off for a female, I'm asking female, which one is generally off? That's not the right answer though. For male, if the hormone is off, which one is generally off?
Testosterone.
I know you're going to say that, but that's the wrong answer. How many?
It's the estrogen for men and it's testosterone for women.
But both of you have the same one. Which one is off?
It's
All
women.
for both?
Estrogen.
No, it's progesterone. That's the one that balances everything. You get it from wild yam. So when the woman hormone is off, most of the time, see, I'm not going to say a blanket, but I'm saying most of the time it's the progesterone. For the man, it is the progesterone. So you use the same herbs to balance the same hormone, whether you're male or female.
And that's
Wild yam is one of them. Black coash. I'm just thinking about them. Hops, is hops in it? For the hormone. Hops. No. No, we don't ferment. Not. Just the plant itself. Hops itself. No, it's a herb I'm looking for. I think there's about
Is it evening camp primrose?
no. My son is going to look. But they're not. I'm just giving you some of the herbs that we put in the hormone balancing tea. Generally, if your hormone is off, you want to do a tea and you want to do a supplement together. Matter of fact, when we have especially cancer patient working with, we do the tea, we do the supplement, we do 2 supplements. Estro and detoxidine, I'm just trying to remember, and selenium. Thank you very much. I don't know how I do it with my wife. Selenium is, so to balance the hormone, you can use B12, selenium, and detoxidine. Well, when a cancer patient, their hormone is really off. So we give them everything that we can. We empty the gun, if you call it that way. Because they need to have everything in a short period of time. Kitchen sink time. They need to have everything you can give them. When somebody has stage 4 cancer, and if they says, let's go, you give them everything you have. Because their life is hanging on the bottle. They're going to die, and they only have a short period of time.
And the medical field is given.
The medical field says, I told you in church, if doctor says, I can't help you anymore, do not go back to the doctor. I'm not saying if your foot swell up, you can go there and drain it. That's not what I'm talking about. Don't go back to him to look for no more medical advice. So most time when you have cancer, it builds up liquid in the lower part of your lungs, and you have to needle it out. So the doctor would sedate you. They would sedate you, honey, to remove the liquid from the lungs. Do you do that in ER? No, don't do it in ER. Okay. So you go to the doctor. So cancer produces a lot of liquid. And when you're treating cancer, it produces excessive mucus. What is it trying to do? No, the mucus is to hide. So the cancer produces mucus in you so that the herbs can't get to the cancer. So his defense is to produce mucus. That's when people have cancer, they'll be passing what? Mucus. But we're not discussing cancer, we're talking about depression. So let's go back. As the hormone, we got way off talking. Okay. Hormone. So there are many. There may be a chemical imbalance in part of the brain that manage mood, thoughts, sleep, appetite, behavior in people who have depression. Let's talk about hormone. Changes in female hormone, estrogen and progesterone, during different periods of life, like in their menstrual cycle, postpartum period. Let me give you a very important school of thought. I'm going to get that word again, honey. If you're in the childbearing year and you have menstrual, what you want to do is to take iron the week before, the week during, and the week after. Okay? The week before, the week, especially the week during, and the week after. So that every time you see your menses, your iron level does what? Drops. I remember one time a family member of ours, they go in the, she went and do a physical, and the doctor called her on the phone and says, wherever you are, put down what you're doing and get to the hospital ASAP. You know what her hemoglobin was? 5. So when she goes there, someone called us and said, so-and-so needs your help. So we went to the hospital. And all he wants to do is give her a blood transfusion. I went there and says, when we went there, he says, oh, by the way, she's on a clear diet. Any red flag? Is that a red flag? What's a red flag? If her hemoglobin is down and she can take nothing but clear liquid, what is he trying to do? You cannot. So I said to her, what he's trying to do is to keep you as low as he can and force you into that where he wants you to go. So what you can do, you go up to the health food store, start doing some wheatgrass, some green juice, and we're doing some, it wasn't beets. Well, beets was in the juice that they were drinking, and a multivitamin. Okay? So 2 days after, he has to take it again. So after she was doing that, so he gave her this huge tablet. I said, I'm not telling you what to do, but if it's for me, I would flush it. So the nurse comes and hands her this tablet, and she just put it in the mouth. As soon as the nurse starts, she take it out and flush it in the toilet. So it went up to, so it was 5.2. This is like 10 years ago, I'm still remembering. So when he comes and he takes the blood again, it was 5.7. Is that a good sign? Yes, it's going up. So he comes in and says, so in his head, she's on a what? A clear diet. But she's taking wheatgrass, green juice, and a multivitamin. And he said to her, your hemoglobin is not going up. I said, doctor, did you even ask her if she see her menstrual? He said, no. He didn't ask her. I said, all right, but you didn't ask her that question because that's important in making that decision. Then all he wants to do is to give her the blood transfusion. I said to her, I said, listen, what you can do, I then asked him, so what is her number when she came in? He said 5.2. I said, what is it now? It is 5.7. So that means it went up what? 0.5 in a day or 2 days. I can't remember the time period it was. I said, this is what you do. Call your doctor and tell her to let him discharge you on her at her wrist. The doctor called me and says, yeah, let her out because she's normally low anyhow. She took that stuff until her hemoglobin went up to 13, and the doctor said, stop what you're doing. You reached the top. So had she done that, she would have get a blood transfusion, had a risk of complication from blood transfusion. You have to trust God. All right. family history, early childhood trauma, some of the events that would affect you. Brain structure, medical condition. Certain condition may trusted sources put you in a higher risk, such as chronic illness, insomnia, chronic pain, Parkinson's disease, and stroke, heart attack, and cancer. Um, Anybody know what Parkinson's disease is?
I know you shake.
You shake.
My sister has that.
Huh? It is an autoimmune. One of the remedy for depression also helps Parkinson's disease. And the doctor have researched this bean. Everybody heard of velvet bean?
You know?
It is very good for men. I hope you're taking it if you know about it. Velvet bean is a miracle bean. It does a lot of things. Velvet. They call it Mucana pruriens. That's the other scientific name for it. But it also helps with Parkinson's disease because it produces dopa. And the reason why they shake it is because the dopa in the brain is being depleted radically. And the doctor have concluded that the velvet bean works better than the medication. All you have to do is take the velvet bean.
Okay, where do you get that? My sister has Parkinson's.
You can just get it at the
Health food store.
huh?
Health food store.
Oh, the health food store. Get it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
No, you're calling that velvet.
Velvet bean. That's a quick name. What is Mucana pruriens is a scientific name.
Like a flower can?
Mucana pruriens. Yeah. But velvet bean is one of the best names. So if she have Parkinson's disease, okay, you're gonna take the velvet bean in supplements. It's what, 600 milligram? It's recommended. 600 milligram per day.
It's gonna be on the other page too.
Yeah, I know. I'm just telling her before we get there. And stop eating meat.
Stop.
Stop eating meat if you have Parkinson's.
She has it really bad.
Shaking.
Oh, yeah.
So her dopamine is dropping.
It takes her forever to eat because of food.
Shakes, right? Yeah. I would just recommend that to her.
Yeah.
Just give it to her. A matter of fact, this is scientific evidence that the doctor is saying that the velvet bean works better than their medication. And when you take with no, yeah, I was just going to say that with no side effect.
Don't take too much.
You
Don't-
know, they put her on one pill for her Parkinson's, and she began to hear music.
Mhm.
I mean, nobody else heard it. It was just there.
Yeah.
And I said, "What kind of music is it?" And she's like, "Well, it's kind of Christian, but kind of."
Yeah.
It was a country Christian.
The medication also affects your brain, you know,
Yeah.
because Parkinson's is in the brain. Okay.
Nobody else was here.
Yeah. So the velvet bean, 600 milligram is a recommended amount per day.
Per day.
Yeah. Minimum 600.
Maximum.
Well, that's the max. You don't want to take the minimum. If you have Parkinson's, you want to take, because it affects the brain, and you just don't want taking too much. So they recommend 600 milligram per day as a maximum dosage.
I got it, but this has got starts with 350.
350. So you would double it up for them. But no. So
Would she need to stop?
that one is. Hold on one second. That one is 350. How many tablets?
One.
One is 350. Is it tablet or is it capsule?
Capsule.
So what do you want to do? Look for one that has in the 200 range so you can double up or triple it up. One that is 300 milligrams so you can take two.
No, I skipped that one because it's a bovine capsule.
Bovine. Okay, all right. So this is, are you hearing me, Mr. Allen? If you're taking capsule and it is bovine and it is hypergenic, which is vegan, when they start to dissolve and release, they release differently. So if it is bovine, it releases differently than the vegetarian one or the vegan one. So that's why the doses are different in them. Okay? So the best one is the hypergenic one, which is the plant-based one. So when you get in it, just make sure you have plant-based capsule over your supplement that you're buying.
Yeah, you actually gotta go and look at the pictures.
Huh?
You gotta go and actually look at the pictures. If you're not reading it,
Yeah.
you gotta turn it, you gotta be able to turn that thing around and look at it.
Oh, yeah. It would be in the notes to tell you how much percentage, because you don't want to go over 600. Yes, ma'am.
She could take this
Mm-hmm.
with her.
You asked me a big question. If without medication, I can't tell you that. I know what I would do.
Stop the medication.
Stop the medication. That's what I would do, but I can't tell her what to do.
I know. But,
Well, tell her to ask her doctor then. Say, listen, I want to try this. Can you cut me off for a week? And try it and see what happens. I can't tell someone to come off their medication. That's a decision they have to make. Substance abuse. Let me skip back. What's my time?
7:05.
Okay. We did that already. Okay. Certain medications, certain drugs, including some type of hormone, birth control, beta blockers, and all those type of drugs are risk of depression. Vitamin deficiency study have linked to depression symptoms also. So one of the things, if the person has depression, you want to make sure. So the doctor will tell you that your vitamin D should be anywhere between top at 40, 30 to 60. If you have depression and any sickness, hypertension, cancer, cancer we go to the max with it. So like hypertension, diabetes, you want to be above 80. That's where your number is. 80% of your vitamin D, you should be around 80 to 100 if you're sick. Depression is the same. You want to be as high as you can, higher than the doctor recommended amount. But you don't want to go to 100 or over, because then you're going to have the vitamin D starts to poison you. If you're doing vitamin D in a supplement, you can have, it can poison you. But if you're in the sun, even though it's 110, taking it from the sun, it does you nothing. Are you with me? If you take too much vitamin C, it will vitamin D, because it's a fat soluble. It can hurt you. So you have to make sure you're within the range of 100 or less. If you go over 100, it can hurt you. But if you go in the sun, you can go up to 150, 160 if you're getting it from the sun. Are you with me? Okay, let's go to the treatment. This is my most important part. Treatments for depression. You have a question? Someone had a question? No? Huh?
the screen before that.
Mm-hmm.
Screen before that.
Genetic? Which one?
Yeah. There's a lot of gender identity things going on in
Mm-hmm.
people's minds. How can that be fixed? Well, I have a friend that has a granddaughter that wants to be a boy, and she's only like 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I wanted to be a boy too when I was fairly 13. I played baseball, I climbed the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I never wanted a gender change.
Yeah. So when you do that, you affect you. Okay. So people who are transgender or whatever they are, they have lots of depression because your body's not geared for that. Because women think different from a man. The pattern is different. So you can't change gender. So they're forcing nature, and nature says, I'm not into that.
Well, there's a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. I mean, one or two is too many. But I know people
Mm-hmm.
that their grandchildren are having.
Yes,
those kinds of
they're going to.
issues.
They're going to have depression because they're doing something that God didn't want them to do. I didn't touch it because I want to spend too much time because I want to get to the things that you can use for depression. It is a real problem. I know it's a real problem. And it's getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, so let's go to the treatments. What you can do is you can take pictures or you can write them down. Just tell me what you're doing. While depression is hard at times, complex disease, it can be significantly improved, if not totally reversed, by lifestyle changes and taking certain herbs and supplements. Some of these may include by the way, MCT oil. MCT oil kills, what's the stuff you have? H. pylori, and it has been scientifically proven to improve brain cognition. HMET binder is heavy metal and environmental toxin binder. This is for the brain. And by the way, that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So if you have heavy metal or toxin in the brain, you need HMET binder.
It'll take care of the teeth issue.
It'll take care of the teeth, yes. And that binder crosses the blood-brain barrier. Organic lion mane. Everybody heard of that mushroom? You're shaking your head, that's yes? Have you used it? It's all gone, okay. It is very good. Use that. That's for brain. Velvet bean. That's the one we talk about, Parkinson. Violet. Should be violet or velvet? Violet bean. Sorry, that's the correct name. If you just look it up and just tell me. Alan, did you look it up a while ago? Did it say violet beans?
Yes.
Violet.
It comes out as violet.
You can up here, right?
You get the
Both name?
real name.
It's violet bean. It comes out several lists. You need to go ahead and kind of Brian's because it's the scientific name. So different places or different manufacturers may call it different names.
So if you're having depression, we'd like you to do all of these. Ashwagandha. By the way, see, I'm giving away a lot of stuff. Men and women, if you're having married men and women only, ashwagandha should be on your agenda. Violet beans should be taken on a daily basis. Both are very, 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 especially ashwagandha. L-theanine and magnesium L-threonate, those are for the brain. Oops. I didn't do that. Which one you asking? The violet bean is 600 milligram per day. Ashwagandha's baby, we didn't put it there because we didn't have enough time. The L-theanine is what, 450? Because we don't recall. Just follow the. Okay, all right. So let me share one more thought with you. Are you with me? When you buy a supplement, on it they put but that would be, that's not therapeutic level. It's just maintenance. Sorry, that's the word I want to get. So on your supplements, when you buy supplements, that's maintenance dosage. Therapeutic dosage, you would go up or less. Depends on the issue. So when they're making it, they have to have a standard. And the standard is, we're going to make the supplements on a maintenance dosage only. But if you need more, you have to take more for therapeutic level. Because they understand that we make it a maintenance level, but your doctor will tell you you want to go up or you want to go down. Okay? But they have to have a standard to make it, because everybody will be making this stuff all over the place. Yes? Huh? It is from coconut oil. It's medium chain triglyceride. Okay, that's what it stands for. Just you put MCT oil because that's what you're going to see on the bottom. MCT oil is 50 times better than coconut oil, both for the brain and for what it can do.
So you could cook
You touch, hold on, you touch a soft spot. Do not, I'm highly recommended that you never cook your oil. Never heat your oil.
Never,
Except
ever,
in baking.
ever.
Well, that's not cooking.
Baking's not cooking.
No, baking is baking. It's not cooking
So I,
because it operates different. When you boil a potato on the stovetop and you bake it, is it the same? No. Because one reduces starch and one increases the starch. So it's not the same. It does different. Yes.
what increases?
Hold on one second. Huh?
isn't baking almost convert
Uh,
the battle to the what is it?
the hormone, the bay leaf.
No, the baby is supposed to convert the battle to the what's it called?
I know bay leaf, but I'm not sure they use it for the hormone you're talking.
No, oil.
Oh,
Bacon.
the what?
Convert the bad oil to good oil.
Convert to bad oil.
Convert the bad oil. I never heard of that one.
Like do bay leaves, using bay leaves in bad oil, turn it into good oil?
No. If it's bad, it's just bad. Tell me what you mean. You take the bay leaf, triglyceride, medium chain triglyceride.
What's the other bad one?
That's not a bad oil.
Yeah, so it converts the bad oil to the meat MCT.
No, the MCT oil is an extraction from coconut oil.
So they say that if you take baby and you're drinking, or if you have eaten something that's oil that has bad oil, and you eat baby tea with it, it'll.
You mean drink the tea from the bay leaf, not eating it, right?
Yeah.
Eating it or drinking the tea? Drinking the tea. All right, okay.
Get rid of the bad oil.
Yeah, but if you take the bad oil, you just wait until it comes out and it's done. So, if you have the oil in the system, all you just give it the 24 hours and it pass out. You don't have to take the bay leaf.
But does the bay leaf help the
I don't know about that because bay leaf is used in a different sense. I've never heard they use it for that. There is, in India. So back in Jamaica culture, they have some stuff that doesn't match science. So I don't know what to tell you. Because when you look at science, I don't know, we're taking certain, in Jamaica, if a rusty nail would stick you, do you know what they use?
Shine.
What?
Shine.
peroxide?
They would use kerosene oil and banana grated together and put on it. Do you know what kerosene oil does?
No, mother used to give it to me to.
I had a friend of mine, he asked me one day, he said, Elder, can you use kerosene oil as a medicine? I said, are you out of your mind? Where does kerosene come from? It is a toxin from start to finish. So how could you put that in your body?
It's a petroleum product.
It is a petroleum base.
My mother used to give me kerosene all the time for the croup.
I know.
She would get like a teaspoon of sugar and 2 or 3 drops of kerosene, and you would belch kerosene for a week. But you didn't croup.
But like Sis is saying, there's certain stuff that is not scientifically proven. So if it's not scientifically proven, that means you're hurting yourself. I'm telling you, they would grate the banana and put kerosene on the nail. Say, what they're saying they're doing, they're pulling out the rust.
Yeah, right.
But you're putting poison in. You better put the castor oil on it.
It worked.
No, bay leaf is good. But I've never heard. So listen, here, I want you to hear me out. The devil has his health message. God have his health message. The devil have his message, and God have his spiritual message. Whenever you get new information, ask God, is this for me? We're doing this for years. Some people come up with some stuff. I says, really?
Well, I never gave my children kerosene.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Kerosene?
I gave them medicine though that was.
Kerosene? Yes. They thought it worked. And we should just stop there. They thought it worked. That's all. They thought it worked.
What you're thinking now, people in the future will think we're stupid. So what her mother did, they thought was well, so we can't criticize.
No, we're not criticizing it. We just said there's no scientific evidence to back it up. So where we from, they have a lot of medicine that I wouldn't even say is medicine. It's just something somebody put together. Hold on one second. This guy said he's a medicine man, right? So the guy had a problem with his, what was his eyes, Lemuel? The one with the root, this root and that root. And he couldn't walk. So he goes in the woods and he gets some root and he give it to him. He says, the guy didn't come back. I say, right, because you almost killed him. He thinks he gets better, but the guy didn't come back because you almost killed him. He go take up root and he doesn't even know what he's doing. Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, our parents used to give us turpentine and sugar, and they would take a pine splinter and light it with a piece of fat, and they would, so some drops of the fat would go down in the turpentine and sugar, but they would do that for us.
Yes, we would do that. We would do that in Jamaica too, but there's no scientific evidence that God have his message and you have to follow what God's message says. Whatever God give us, that's what we have to go with. You have some stuff out there that comes up, you have to really shake your head. God give us the medicine that we're supposed to use. This is important. So, all of these MCT oil, HMAT binder, organic lion mane, violet beans, ashwagandha, L-theanine, and magnesium L-threonate. Magnesium L-threonate passes the blood-brain barrier.
And what does that mean?
That means that's the magnesium. If you can't sleep and it's a head issue, you take that magnesium. L-threonate makes you sleep. If it's for the leg, you could take another type of magnesium, but that's for the head. It does help with other things, but it's mainly for head issues. Organic MC. Every one of us should have it on your dining table. So when you eat it, you just put it on your food.
I have the powder that I put in my coffee every morning.
In your coffee every morning. Yeah, okay. So what you want to do is to put the oil on your food. That way it absorbs better.
What,
MCT oil, she's asking. Every morning you want to do that. Put it on your food. If you're going to use oil, use it in a cold stage. Let me tell you, okay, there's oils that are very, very good for you. And one of them is, the most one that we recommend is flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil, MCT oil, olive oil, hemp. I don't think I would recommend hemp oil. Yes, yes. You know, hemp is the same as marijuana, right? It's just a cousin of it.
No.
Hemp comes from the same family as marijuana. But it's not the same. I said it's a cousin.
Government would have you think it is.
No, I know it's not the same. But all I'm just saying to you, yeah. So the hemp oil, you have to watch what they put in it. For hemp, all you would do is just heat the hemp seed. Just use the hemp seed, not the oil. Because they could just use it because it's so close to marijuana, they could just put marijuana in it. And I would recommend it. Coconut oil, if you're using coconut oil, MCT oil is better than coconut oil. It's very good. Coconut oil is good, but MCT oil is better for cognitive function and other stuff.
And you take all of those oils unheated. All of those oils.
Olive oil. Okay, let me give you a school of thought that you need to know. To solve the problem, so what they do in Italy, they would get sunflower seed oil. Okay, what the green thing they put in again? Beta carotene? No, let me. What the green thing they put in the sunflower oil?
The vitamin D. Chocolate.
Chocolate. No, they would mix the oil,
Oh, chlorophyll.
chlorophyll. So they would take sunflower seed oil, mix it with chlorophyll. I don't think it's chlorophyll. And then they would sell that as extra virgin olive oil. So when you go to the store and it says extra virgin olive oil, make sure it has the stamp on it. And that stamp, you go back and trace where it's coming from. So not all olive oil is safe for you. If you want to get rid of the problem, just get organic olive oil. That's it. Cold press. First press, cold press, organic olive oil. If you buy an olive oil that is not organic, you're running the risk of getting trash. So we have organic, shell-stable probiotic. That's really important for the mind, for any head issue. You make sure you have good probiotics on board. Well, the next one is to avoid negative people. It's really important.
And we're gonna have nobody down us. Especially today. Everybody's negative.
It said,
Environment.
Lem,
No.
you know what number I'm on?
It's around negative people,
Check for me.
but then you will stop.
And what's the time?
Time is 7:26.
Okay. 26. All right. I think I'm within time. Huh?
HIIT exercise?
That's HIIT, high intensity interval training. That just raise your heart. What you do, write it down and go home and look it up.
And old people just follow.
No, don't say old people, because anybody could do that. Remember, muscle doesn't have age. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Muscle it doesn't concern about your age.
But the bones do.
Well, yes, the bone does. So that's why we're trying to solve the calcium issue first. That means you can exercise at any age. The reason why people don't exercise is because they're in pain. If you're in pain, you don't want to move. So the thing is to get rid of the inflammation. What is it?
Some people don't exercise because they get home like 30 minutes after dark or something, or 10 o'clock at night, and have to go back to work at 4 in the morning. So they're not going to exercise because they're just too stinking tired.
Yeah.
They have
Well, there was a 1 second.
pain or anything like that. Sometimes the situation.
Yeah, there was a Times Magazine says, ask the question, is your job killing you?
Yes.
If it is killing you, you have to make a choice. Hold your question, ma'am. We were working with this gentleman. He's from California, right? He comes to the institution and he drives those high truck that cleans the road. And because he's in those big tractor, he cannot use the bathroom. Cannot use the bathroom. He develops cancer in the kidney and had one more issue. So I said to him, sir, you're so high up, just get a bottle. One to intake and one to let out in the top. But you cannot, or you're going to change your job. One or the other. Because the job is going to kill you. He's so high up, I said, just pull off, drink your water, and pee in a bottle. One is to drink and one is for, but he has to pee. He doesn't pee the whole day once he's in the truck. Because, he's picking up the stuff and he's dropping it in the, they call it the tractor truck, and it takes it away. But sometimes during the change, he can stop. But he just chooses not to stop. So he'll drink water in the morning and then drink water again way at night when he goes home. Sorry. Okay. Engage. If you have any head issue, depression, and so on, make sure you have an exercise routine going on. The HIIT exercise, you don't need a whole lot of stuff. You can do it in a suit. You can do it in your church suit. Yes, anything at all. Just raise your heart rate. That's all you're doing there. The other one is organic raw maca root powder. Anybody know what maca root powder is? It balances your hormone and it helps men. I forgot to ask a question. What's your question again?
Yeah, you mentioned about rest.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do not get enough rest.
Yes.
And that is so important. And that's about, we just dedicate a walking trail. It's called the stamina.
Amen.
One day a week at least. God designed that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that's a very important question. She raised a question. She said, if you don't rest properly, you're going to wake up in pain.
That's true.
Because the body does not finish its cycle. So if you get up in pain, you know you're not what? Resting proper. When you get up, you should jump out of that bed. Yes. No pain. No pain. Your clock is off. Remember remember the 3 o'clock that you want to get under control is what? Rest, eating, and worship. The time for worship, the time for eating, and the time for sleep. Don't ever change them. Once you put it in place, the body locks them in, and you're on what's circadian rhythm? You're on circadian rhythm. Your body is all over the place because it doesn't know when to sleep. You go to bed at 10, 11, 12, 1. So when should it do? What should it do? Same thing with the eating. You eat anytime you want. No. The body is on a rhythm. You set the rhythm for it. That's why we don't tell people what time to eat. Because they have work and family to deal with. But once you set it, don't change it. Any question? Any question?
How much of the macaroon?
The macaroon, just put it in your smoothie. It's for men. Macaroon is for men. And it's also balance your hormone. Women take it, it balances your hormone. But it's for men, for stamina.
Stamina?
Yes. So like the velvet beans.
But macaroon is in a chili kit. Like if you're gonna make chili, there's like a little packet and it has macaroon.
Oh.
I guess it's like a thickener.
Yeah, it's a thickener. But you just put that macaroon in your smoothie. And don't take, I give you the correct version. They have another one, which is the one that they heated up. Use this one. The raw macaroon powder. You have yellow, white, and black macaroon. Which one would you use? White, yellow, and black. Use the yellow. Yeah. You can use any one. White, yellow, and black macaroon. And that's for men. And for women, use it for hormone balancing. It does help man to hormone balance also. Any question? Okay, I want to give you this brain smoothie. It is very important. You're going to take pictures, or you're going to take pictures so I get out your way. We have developed this brain smoothie before. You have brain smoothie and brain smoothie plus. This one is the best one. Now, I won't move it. Just tell me, just take your time. MCT oil? Yeah. It's at Costco. It's at the health food store. What I would like you to do, which is not here, okay? I want you to add to that recipe 2 tablespoons of blueberry powder, and it is from Micro Ingredient. It is 50-to-1 ratio. 2 tablespoons of blueberry powder. Addition to that, 2 tablespoons of blueberry, and I want you to buy it from Micro Ingredients. Alan, you don't have to write that off. I can give that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Listen, huh?
Type it out.
Oh,
From
no, I can just eat, huh?
buy it from where?
Amazon. The maquis berry powder,
I'm already up to about $100.
huh? The maquis powder and the blueberry powder.
I'm gonna have that every morning.
Yes. Well, you want to do smoothie like in the middle or at the end of the day.
Okay, that'll work.
So, okay, the sunflower lecithin is from the best one is from micro ingredient for the sunflower lecithin. The blueberry powder is from micro ingredients also. They are the best that I know of. So I'm giving you the best that I know.
Okay, micro.
Ingredient, that's the brand name. The brand name.
Probably go there to get it. Go there to get it.
Yogurt.
You go there to get it.
Oh, wait.
Your own website.
Oh, yes, you go on the website to get it. Amazon. Huh? One person?
One smoothie.
If this is one smoothie? Oh, it's at the, I don't remember. It's at the end.
Now, I bought
About how much cups you get? One, maybe about 2 or 3 cups you get. So I just split it for the day. You have half a cup, quarter cup.
Rest back in the freezer.
Huh?
Put the rest back in the freezer.
Well, generally when I make it, I just consume it the same day.
Okay, but you want to keep it going.
No, well, if you use, oh, it's on the next screen. It's another screen I'm going to give you.
what is the liquid?
The liquid one?
Is there no liquid
Yeah, the liquid is in the next screen.
on the next screen?
There's another screen. Can I go on?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, shaky. All right.
You ready? Okay. Okay. 1 cup of frozen or raw blueberry.
Oh, that's gotta be low.
1 cup of organic fruit juice. I forgot your name again. Here's what it is. 8 ounces 3 times a day. Okay, yeah.
This is for depression.
No, this is for depression, but it's for, so if you do a lot of mental work, you want to do a brain smoothie.
Brains.
Yes. Brain smoothie, yes. Yes, everybody needs that. Especially, so if you do a lot of head work, I do a lot of head work because I'm also a tax accountant. So I do that a lot.
As you do in the tax county.
No. I do it before so my head can be clear to do it. All right. So in that recipe, all you're going to add is 2 tablespoons of the blueberry powder from micro ingredient. That one is going to not be in the one I'm going to give you. So you just write that down. 2 tablespoons of blueberry powder from the company is called Micro Ingredient. That blueberry is actually wild Canadian blueberry, concentrated 50-1. That's how strong it is.
That sounds like it'd be very blue.
Very what? Blue? Blue? Okay, probably. All right, any question? So we can wrap up. Oh, sorry. Huh? Sorry, you want me to go back? What you said?
No, it's me. The weekend meats, that's like for breakfast.
We don't recommend smoothie in the morning because you need to have your biggest meal in the morning.
So you do it at night.
You do it at night.
Vegetables.
Huh?
For the next.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to know, if she can have the smoothie in the morning. I said we do not recommend smoothie in the morning unless you're. Oh, let me give you this thought. If you're fasting, if you're going to fast, do not fast from one meal. Because if you fast from one meal, the body's going to say, you put me in starvation mode, so I'm going to store everything as fat. So when you're fasting from one meal, you're actually putting on weight instead of taking off the weight. So if you're going to fast, you fast the entire 24 hours. Don't, and this has been scientifically proved. Science says, don't do that. Don't make any sense. And what it also said that doesn't make any sense. Do not eat your meal after 6 o'clock. It's actually 3 o'clock, beg your pardon. If you eat a meal after 6, what they said you're going to have?
I can sleep.
No, well, don't worry about that. If you eat your meat after 6, this is what science says you're going to get sick. No, well, they're talking about the light from the sun, because the sunlight helps to break down the food and help you to digest your food. So what they're saying, if you eat after 6, you're going to get diabetes, hypertension, all these heart disease because you're eating too late. What science recommends, which is what God recommends, is eat before 3. Finish your meal by 3. So my mother, she works at night. And when I went down there to visit her, she's carrying food at night. I said, Mom, you don't need no food. So when I'm there, I give her a smoothie to carry to work. She said, I don't need nothing else. I said, I know. If you work at night, don't eat after 6. Scientifically proven.
So unrealistic. So real. Science is not always right.
See, if I say science,
He was wrong.
no, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. When I say science, I meant good science. Because there's bad science. So when I say science, I'm referring to good science that matches with what thus said the Lord.
Okay.
That's what good science is, okay?
That's
That's good science.
a good correction.
Yes, thank you. See, I'm thinking that you already know that, but good science I'm talking about is what it is matching up with what God says.
Okay, then tell me what to eat, what time.
So you want to eat, if you want to lose weight, you eat at 8, finish at 9, then eat again at 1 or 2. Don't eat past 3 o'clock. So you're going to...
You said don't eat past 5.
No.
It takes 5 hours for your...
No. The good science says if you eat after 3, you're going to put on weight. If you eat after 6, you're going to get sick. So you want to finish eating at 3 o'clock every day. And you need 5 to 6 hours in between. And then when you get...
Eat at 8 o'clock in the morning.
8, 9 o'clock, yeah.
And you...
Count 5 or 6 hours and then you eat again.
The biggest meal
It's in the morning.
is in the morning.
That's why we don't recommend smoothie.
Okay. And then, you eat... When do you eat your smoothie?
Well, in the evening. Because you finish eating at, say, 2:30, 2:45, you're done.
Okay.
And you're going to bed at 8 o'clock, you can take another smoothie.
You don't classify a smoothie as a
It's
meal.
medicine.
Smoothie is not a meal.
It's a
It's
medicine.
gonna
Right.
process like a meat.
Yeah, it's not a food.
Okay.
Juice, the body doesn't need anything to dissolve juice, smoothie, those stuff.
Okay. So you do that after you finish at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, after you finish, no. You said, you mean you don't want to eat and drink. Oh, let me, thank you. The smoothie would have to be done, good science says you should drink 1 to 2 hours after your meal, depending on what you eat. Yeah, depending on what you eat. So if you eat something light, you can actually drink in an hour time. But they said it takes 1 to 2 hours for the food to leave your stomach. And that's what you want. You want the food to leave your stomach and in your intestine, then you can drink water or juice, whatever you do. Never, ever eat and drink. If you eat and drink, it does 2 things. First thing, it dilutes your hydrochloric acid in your stomach. And it delays the food from being digested. Because liquid digests before solid.
Let's get out of the way.
Liquid digests before solid. So if you eat and then drink, your digestion stops. Anything stops your digestion, you're going to have putrefaction of the food in your stomach. Any question? Never, ever eaten. It's the worst thing you could do to your stomach.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I thought you had a question. Any
The
question?
worst thing you can do to your
The
stomach
worst thing you could do is eat and drink.
is have H. pylori.
H. pylori. I remember my wife, family, the doctor says you have H. pylori. She said, yes, doc, but where did I get it from? The food. Well, which food? She stopped asking him questions, so he stopped. What do you mean? So mean that I'm supposed to stop eating, doctor? Is that what he's saying? No. Which food causes H. pylori?
You said meat.
Meat. And meat byproduct.
That cow, pig, or chicken, that's too much.
Yes. Well, many ways. H. pylori is from meat.
Fish?
Yes, when you talk about putting in a cup, does that also apply to H. pylori?
Oh,
That was, let me, the cup was what again? H. pylori? When you spit in the, huh? Candida. No, that was candida. Yes. My brain is tired, so I need help.
You need a brain smoothie.
I need a brain smoothie, you're right. If it was home, I would definitely do a brain smoothie. Any question?
here.
Uh-huh. What did you say, Annie?
The H. pylori is caused too by when you don't eat well the vegetables.
Yes, yes. But it's very rare there. It's very rare you get it from veg. Unless more people die from rotten fruits and vegetables than we think. So if the fruits or vegetable is rotten, what you do with it? Throw it away.
For the compost.
So in the compost pile. Have it for next year. More people die from rotten fruits and vegetables than we think. In Jamaica, we have this lady used to make fritters. Anybody know what fritters is? Fritters. What kind of banana they use in your country? Soft, it's black, flies is all over it, right? It's draining water out of it. That's how she used to. And we used to, those fritters was like the size of my hand. When you eat it, you're all set. You are nothing else. You're all set for 5-6 hours. But what she was using was rotten banana. They're overripe. No, I had an elder in my church. We were doing a banana presentation. I said, this is how you're supposed to eat banana. He said, I didn't know that. I leave it till it starts to sparkle and turn black. I said, no, that's the worst time to eat it. When the banana starts, okay, you put the banana on your table, okay? You do nothing. What do you see when it starts to speckle? Flies. Where they come from?
The little mice.
Well, the little birds, you call them. Where they come from? The food is rot. So that's what they come to do, is to help the decay. That's what they're for.
We're here to help you.
We're here to help you. Because you have rotten fruit on the table, and that's what we're here. If you have a ripe banana, you will not see them there.
So eat it before the flies. Before the flies and the
No, you don't want no speckle on it.
sour.
So if your banana starts to speckle, peel them, freeze them, dehydrate them, blend them, do something with them. Because one day they'll get up, they'll be perfectly fine, and the next day they get speckled. As soon as they get speckled, you have to do something. Freeze them.
And they get a worm.
Eh?
They get a worm.
Worm?
They get worms, they grow worms.
Yeah, some of the banana.
The flies.
Yes. I don't know where they come from, but you have rotten banana and they'll show up. Don't eat rotten fruits and vegetables. It is rotten, throw it away. That's when you go to the store. Don't let nobody choose your fruits and vegetables. You look at it for yourself. So when I go to the store, the cashier cannot touch my fruits because they'll take the banana and they'll throw it on the counter. By the time you go home, that's beat up. They bruised it up.
They get a black fast.
Yeah, and that's what they get black. I said, no. Don't touch it. Just scan it or I'll scan it myself. Because your fruits, you don't want to beat the fruits when you go home. You want the best you can eat.
Don't toss it in the bag.
Don't toss it in the bag either. Just gently put it down.
That can cause depression.
Yes. We're at the end. Tomorrow, I'll have my cookbook for sale, and the blueberry smoothie is in the cookbook. You don't need to just I'm sorry. You know, all you have to do is write that blueberry powder and add to it. That's it.